Hey friends, happy Monday. You are in my cup holder. We're going to drive and talk because I have a couple of things on my mind I want to talk about. Don't worry, I am fully focused on the road, so I am 100% hands-free, I promise you that, so please don't worry. I'm doing this the best way I can. You're actually in my little drink holder thing that I have in my car, so we're going to drive to Michael's while I talk to you because this is probably the only video I'm going to have today. I have actually quite a bit on my mind with this new hurricane that's about to hit Florida. As we all know, that's the last thing that Florida needs is more devastation. None of those areas need it right now, but Mother Nature says otherwise. And I've been watching the updates. I have friends and family in Florida. I have one family member who, as far as I know, they're not under evacuation order. They just need to prepare. I have another friend who is refusing to evacuate. She's an essential worker. She works for the corrections department. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's down around the Tampa, Florida area, which is right where Milton is supposed to. They're saying it's going to hit landfall. So I saw a pretty upsetting post from her earlier today on her Facebook. I need this guy to go. Okay, thank you. Sorry, we have a law here in California where before you can go through a crosswalk, the pedestrian has to be corner to corner, and that guy was just taking his sweet old time while everybody was waiting to make their turn. Anyways, so she put a disturbing post up on her Facebook, and I'm only telling you guys all this because I already know everybody's been in constant prayer and thoughts for everybody on the East Coast, especially the hardest hits areas like Asheville, Eastern Tennessee, Northern or Southern Virginia, and of course Florida. But her post really tugged my heartstrings today because she put on there that, and I don't know the exact wording, I don't remember it, I just give you the gist of it. She said to all of us on there, she said that no, she's not leaving. No, she's not leaving the state. She's staying put. She's done all her work that she has to here on this earth. She knows where she's going. And it continued on from there. And like I said, she is a corrections worker. She's about my age. I think she's 40s, mid-40s. But she, I guess somebody posted and said something, well, if you die because you didn't evacuate, your kids are going to miss you. And she came back and said that her kids wouldn't miss her. They would be glad that she was gone. This, that, and the other. Now, her kids are all grown up. They're all adults. And I know she's had a really hard life. She's been through some hard marriages, relationships. But my fear is that she's not in the right frame of mind. Now, I don't know if she's not going to evacuate because of being an essential worker and she has to stay close to the facility she's a corrections officer at or what. But I'm just really concerned for her safety. And I know it's out of my hands. It's all in God's hands. I do know that. But when you see a post like that somebody posts, knowing that this hurricane is going to hit landfall within the next probably 24 to 36 hours from what I have seen. And then seeing that post is really disturbing. It's really heartbreaking, because I do think that, even though she says otherwise, I do think that her kids are going to miss her if something happens. And if they don't, well, I'm going to just say it, then they're cold and heartless. I get it, kids, there's problems in the families and whatever, whatever it is, but I know this is not what her parents would want. As far as I know, her kids and her parents are in Tennessee. I don't know if they had any damage or anything from the last tornado or hurricane. I don't know. But the thought, too, that sits in the pit of my stomach is, if something did happen to her, a lot of us likely wouldn't even know. Except for she would stop posting on her social media. That's one thing. When she moved down to Florida, I lost pretty much all communication with her except for through Facebook. And it's tough. I know a lot of you are worried probably about loved ones as well, or friends or something. But I don't know. I do know for a fact she is a devout Christian. I've always known her. When I met her, she was a strong believer. But she's also strayed a few times here and there. And that's where I feel like, especially now, and again, it's hard not knowing the full facts. Is she not leaving, like I said, because she can't, because she's an essential worker? I don't know. But I feel like the devil's got a stronghold on her again. And is telling her, hey, it's okay. You can stay here. You're going to be fine. You've weathered the storm before. And that's what the enemy will do to us. The enemy gets inside of us and takes a stronghold on us. And I'm speaking on all of this because last night's message at church was on strongholds. And how we need to find what is that stronghold in our life that's holding us down. And, I can't speak for her. I can only speak for what I see through words and her posts. But I feel like, as of lately, the devil really has a stronghold on her life. And I don't know if she's done anything, to... I don't know. I know what I'm trying to say, but I can't get my words out. But, and there's so many people like that. There were so many people with this last hurricane that refused to leave for whatever reason. And okay, I get it. You don't want to leave your property. You don't want to leave your belongings behind. But that all is materialistic. we're not going to take it with us when we pass away and leave this earth someday. We can't take any of that with us. And again, I understand it. It's hard, you know. I live in a state, we're prone to earthquakes, and we've had quite a few of earthquakes lately. Small ones, not real big, but, you know, so I get it. I get it. When they say to leave all your stuff behind, it's hard. But you got to think about the things in life, too, that are not replaceable. Your life is not replaceable. Materialistic items are replaceable. And why is there a guy just on the side of the highway? That was a little worrisome. Okay, I'm sorry. There was a motorcycle rider, and there's this motorcycle. Why was he way back there? The things I see on the freeways here in California, my goodness. I just pray that guy's going to be okay, because there's a lot of traffic right now. But anyways, back to what I was talking about, you know, with the strongholds, and especially the enemy. I think that's a big one that so many of us deal with, is even though you know for sure, for certain, you are going to heaven when you die, it's going to happen. You're going to stray. Nobody is perfect on this earth. If we were all perfect, where would we be? This would be one boring place if we were all perfect. But I guess what I am trying to say here is, if you are in a situation where you have to evacuate, leave everything behind. Grab your pets if you have any. Grab your important documents and get out of Dodge. I will actually give you a scenario we were in a couple of years ago. They're building new hotels just across the freeway from where we live. And they weren't even a quarter of the way started on this one particular hotel. They had the wood frame and the steel beams and all that were up. But for some reason, it caught fire. And we were far enough away, because we have car dealerships on the other side of us. So it would have gotten the car dealerships before it got our apartment complex. But the wind was blowing that night, and we could feel the heat, the wall of heat from our apartment. So even though they said we didn't have to leave, we were safe. We chose to get our pets, our important documents, and get out of the area until the fire was controlled. And it is hard leaving everything behind, because you don't know if you're going to come home to anything. Thankfully, they got, you know, the fire departments, multiple fire departments got it under control, but it took, I think it was smoldering well into the morning. But we were able to come home within a couple of hours. Many people are not that fortunate to be able to come home right away. So I urge you, please, friends, if they are telling you to evacuate, evacuate. Pack your car and evacuate. Go to where they're telling you to go. Stay on top of the storm's path. Stay on top of weather alerts. Because as you know, with hurricanes, especially ahead of the hurricane, is going to be a lot of rain and wind. I mean, that's all I can say. You know, I can't say you have to leave. No, I can't force you to leave. I can say this, though, that I will be praying for everybody. I have been praying without ceasing. You know, the Carolinas are near and dear to my heart. I've said this before in my videos. And to see the devastation there and all the lives lost. Yeah. But anyways, friends, thank you for listening to me just ramble. I needed to really get that off my mind. I'm gonna go and do some Michael's therapy. Not that I need anything, but I did tell my little buddy that we could take a break and go to Michael's because he's had a little bit of a hard time with school today. So I think we're just gonna go pop in Michael's real quick. I drove to the bigger Michael's. We have one in our town, but with an online search, they did not have what I wanted. So I drove a couple of towns over in a beautiful little coastal town here. I don't think I'll drive over to the harbor though today. Probably not today. It's getting too late in the day for me to do that. But anyways, friends, like I said, I am here at Michael's. Oops, almost dropped y'all. There's Michael's right there. All right, friends. Well, I've rambled on. Hopefully it just makes some sense what I was trying to tell you. But remember that I love you and God loves you. Be kind to one another, and I will see you guys tomorrow for a Yarny video, okay? Bye.